Transform your space with Ada Grace Cleaning Service. At Ada Grace, we believe a clean home is a happy home. Our professional team offers tailored cleaning solutions that fit your needs and schedule. Whether it's a one-time deep clean or regular upkeep, we use eco-friendly products to ensure a safe and sparkling environment for you and your family. Why choose us? We have a reliable and trustworthy staff, customized cleaning plans, eco-friendly products, satisfaction guaranteed. Let us take care of the mess so you can enjoy your free time. Contact Tanya and Elaine today for a free quote at 601-502-5376 and experience the Ada Grace difference. And oh yeah, tell them Sonya sent you.
She say sports. She say sports. She say sports. She say sports.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Sonya and welcome back to She Say Sports. Please welcome back sports executive, best-selling author, award-winning filmmaker, and former Ole Miss Lady Rebel basketball star, Dr. Tywanna Smith.
Hey, thank you for having me back. I am wonderful. Excited about this holiday season.
Absolutely. And how was Thanksgiving?
It was wonderful. I had a great time with my family. But as you know, Christmas tree went up quickly and everybody's ready for the holidays.
Yeah, I put mine up Tuesday, actually. Well, one of my very, very good friends, she put it up for me. She just helped me. She's very creative, so I let her have it.
Gotta have friends like that.
That's right. We all have our own gifts. So, Doc, you've been on the show before, and guys, we're going to be doing a new segment. It's going to be once a month, and I think I'm going to call it Money Matters in 10, which means in 10 minutes. We're going to try to get it in 10, but hey, if it's good, we're going to keep going. But today we're going to talk about holiday spending and pretty much holiday wealth, smart money moves for a merry season. Yeah. That's what we're going to talk about today. So we can help each other out and not spend every dime and be in debt for the next year. So Doc, how should one budget for the holiday season? I mean, should they set a specific limit on their spending or should they just go with the flow?
Yeah, ideally, you want to begin budgeting for this season early in the year, right? You don't want to wait until the last minute, but you absolutely should have a number in mind that you do not want to exceed as you get into being swayed by all of the deals and sales and doorbusters and all those different things. So yeah, you should put aside money each month and that'll help you when you get into the season to have a number that you do not want to exceed.
And that's, like you said, the doorbusters and the big savings. It's so hard to do that. And sometimes I'm gonna use what are the main categories one will allocate money to during the holidays? Gifts, food, travel, entertainment, because it's so much going on during Thanksgiving and Christmas with all of those with all of those items that I mentioned. How can they allocate it?
Yeah, I would definitely say, gifts and because of some of the sales, and it may be something that's not even Christmas related, but it's something that you needed, an appliance or something of that nature, then now is a really good time to buy because of the sales. So typically gifts and food, when people are out of school or out off of work and you're able to come together, typically food is involved, whether you're cooking at home or you're going out to eat. I think, the entertainment expenses and travel expenses oftentimes creep up on us because we don't, think of those in the budgetary. It's usually like, this is my budget for gifts, but you should think of the bottom line because it can get very expensive around this time of year.
That's true. Should consumers plan their holiday budget around keeping tradition, creating lasting memories, or staying financially responsible?
Yeah, so I'm all about the memories and being responsible, right? Because that can be a very expensive memory, and it doesn't have to be. Even in the work that I do as a financial planner with professional athletes. I teach them not to use money in their gift giving and that sort of thing because it's
Mm.
just something that can become very hard to keep up over time. And at the core, you want the memory, you want the moment, the family moments. This is often a hard time of year for people as well when they've lost loved ones. And if
Mhm.
you think of it in that context, money doesn't make that feel better. It doesn't fill that void. So definitely figure out ways, cost-effective ways to create memories with your families, rather than just make it all about money and splurging on traditional gifts.
So when you mentioned that you tell athletes to not, spend money, how what do you suggest that they do? What do you suggest that they
Yeah,
buy?
don't give money. Just don't give cash as the gift, right?
Okay, got
Because
you.
people are going to want more. They're going to expect that, and before you know it, there may
Mhm.
become a time that you don't want to, or you can't do that.
Right.
And now you have set this standard that people expect that of you. Um, I suggest just the memory of being together.
Mhm.
The games, I see a lot of games with the red Soho cups that people are playing,
Yeah.
or marshmallows, or just really simple things. Do puzzles together, watch movies, just come together and congregate as a family. Those are the things that really make families and communities stronger. And they don't cost money at all. They just cost a little bit of your time. So if you can keep the main thing in this moment, it'll help you financially as well.
I agree. And you're right. Money is more emotional. It's
Oh,
emotional.
absolutely.
That makes sense. You're right. So, Doc, what factors should one consider when deciding how much to spend on a gift for friends, family, coworkers? Should there be a spending limits?
Yeah, well, first of all, they need to check their own budget, right? Because we do see this often. Do people overspend, forgetting
Yeah.
that rent or their mortgage is due like the
Mhm.
next week? So you definitely want to look at your situation and ensure that you're not overspending. But then, as we think of the appropriateness of certain gifts, you know, keep it respectable. When we have a I don't want to say a tradition, but there was a time one of my aunts, she would give all the kids $5, right? So, if you think of it, you're like, oh, wow, it's just five. But when you think of 15 and 20 nieces and nephews,
Mhm.
that can add
That's
up,
true. All that.
quickly. So I've also had the Dirty Santa game that my friends
Mhm.
and I played some years, where everyone brings a gift and then you're able to swap or take someone's gift when you pull a certain
Mhm.
number. And we usually set $20,
Right.
$25, something meaningful, right? But it doesn't have to cost so much money. And again, you just think of the precedent you set, right?
Mhm.
Typically the number is going to continue to get higher, but if you never start that in the first place, just keep it around being a meaningful gift and not just an
Mhm.
expensive gift.
That's true. And I know one thing, my family, we don't do it every year, but we need to do it every year. We pull names. So at least someone is getting a gift. It may not be you buying something for everybody, but everybody is buying somebody something. And that helps out on the budget as well. That is
Yeah.
true. And speaking of loved ones, how do you navigate conversations about holiday spending with your loved ones? With, like, because some kids, especially children, they don't understand. They want
Yeah.
what they want.
So I'm very clear, even with my own children.
Mhm.
You're going to get, and I have spoiled them in the past.
Yeah.
We've already had the conversation for this year. You're going to get something you can wear, something you can read, and something that you just want to play with, right?
Mhm.
And keeping them focused on that by continually reiterating, this isn't what it's about, because that is not
Mhm.
what it's about. And we have an
Right.
opportunity to teach, particularly children. It was really beautiful this morning. My son was talking. He said, Mama, all I really want for Christmas is you. And, if you can give me a basketball, right? And as you think of like the tech savvy world and all the gadgets are very expensive, right?
Right.
Just sort of opened the door to this being a money conversation other than what it's supposed to be about, and it's spending time with your family, loving, giving to someone else, and not
Right.
necessarily just the financial price tag. So I think you start those conversations early and have them often.
That's awesome. And that was sweet. He did a little Mariah Carey on you.
He
All I
did.
want for Christmas is you. That's so cute.
He did.
How old is he?
He's 10. He just turned 10 a couple weeks.
Oh, so
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Doc, should the consumer use any tools or methods to track their holiday spending, such as a spreadsheet, budgeting apps, cash envelopes? And will these
Yes.
methods like this help ensure that they won't go over budget?
Yeah, it's definitely helpful, and it really depends on the person, right? One thing I say when it
Mhm.
comes to finances, because it is such an emotionally driven thing, and there's a psychological aspect that we don't realize. Sometimes we need protection from ourselves.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Me.
I don't care where you put your money. If you want it, you're going to get it. Okay.
Yeah.
But there are some tools, keeping a spreadsheet for sure, making lists of the people you want to make sure that you get gifts for, and have those hard limits on that. Even using cash, right? Sometimes
Mhm.
it's really hard when you're using debit cards and credit cards to keep track of what you're spending. And it's easier to lose sight of that because you're not necessarily seeing, the number. But if you keep
Right.
cash, you get to the end and that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Those cash envelopes per person can help you track and keep up and really, protect yourself from overspending.
That's a good idea. That's yeah, I have to protect myself because
Yes.
I you like you said, it's emotional already. So you're like, oh, they'll like this better, but you gotta stay on track. And that's my goal. So awesome. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Doc, the country is we've been in inflation for a minute, and shoppers had a record spending 10.8 billion with the B online on Friday, this past Friday, which is over 10% more than they did last Black Friday, according to Adobe Analytics.
Yeah.
And it also doubled what consumers spent in 2017. 13.2 billion with the B was spent Cyber Monday this week. And it's just these numbers are astronomical with everything that's going on. Despite inflation, why do you think consumers are still willing to spend such large sums during Black Friday and Cyber Monday?
Yeah, I would like to think a large part of this is driven by marketing. And as someone who studied marketing in
Mhm.
college, I majored in marketing at the University of Mississippi. I realize how powerful it is for people to see certain things on their phones, on televisions,
Mhm.
on signage as they're moving around within stores that really encourage you and trick your mind into thinking, I need this, right? And you can
Mhm.
see yourself wearing that. You can see yourself using that. And there is an entire science around it shapes your perception and really
Mhm.
drives consumer behavior, right? To
Right.
want to buy and purchase. And I think that this, technological phase that we're in with all these digital devices and apps where there are so many more opportunities to keep it in our face 24/7. I think a lot of that is driving us to spend and purchase in ways that we don't
Mhm.
even realize is happening. Even social media, you'll see the ads that are coming up. So I
Mhm.
think that's a large part that's driving us into to really spending, and the tradition of the holiday season as well doesn't help. It's kind of the
That's
perfect storm.
true.
So
Do you
yeah,
think it could also be we could be lured by deep discounts, the tradition of holiday shopping?
absolutely.
Mhm.
Sometimes though, they're not truly discounts, right? Even though they're marketed as such, right?
Mhm.
Especially if it's something you've been tracking for a while and you
Oh
find that,
yeah.
it's a good price, but it's not as deep as it's advertised. And that's kind of what
Mhm.
marketing does. It really shapes your perception and really tells you what to think about a thing. So the discounts do help move the
Mhm.
needle as well, but marketing is a big part of shaping the way you see that, and the urge to buy now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that leads me to this question. Do consumers deal with financial stress during the holiday seasons? And how should they cope with the pressure to spend on gifts, food, and travel?
Absolutely. This is a very stressful time.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that I've gotten past the point of, being out in, there's some people that are just driven by that. They're like, I want to be
Mhm.
out there in the crowds and,
Right.
scourging, but it's extremely stressful. And then sort of the need to keep up with, as you stated earlier, there are some, children or people in your family that have this expectation. And
Mhm.
so as the lists get longer each year of all the people that if you set that precedent, all the folks you got to buy gifts for, right? And then you got all these things. And then maybe you finish your shopping early And now there's something else that's on sale,
Yeah.
but you're like, oh wow, I wish I would have waited. And so now you're trying to figure out how to get that thing. So it's extremely
Yeah.
stressful. And again, I go back to my core advice to make these moments about something other than money and gifts,
Mhm.
right?
I love
That's
it.
it's really worth so much more than that. And if you can start it, basing it on relationships, the time spent together serving and helping someone else, it'll help eliminate a lot of these money conversations and the stress that comes with it.
That's true. Last question.
Yeah.
Many go in debt just for one day, and sometimes they're in debt for the whole year. What is
Yeah.
a good way to manage the aftermath of holiday debt, and what steps can they take to prevent it?
Yeah. So one thing I like to do is, and it may sound a little counterproductive to people until you try it, do your shopping right after a holiday season, right? When things are on clearance, they're clearing out things for the next seasons of stuff or whatever. That's when you can really rack up and get some good sales. And so I typically
Mm,
buy clothes for myself and my children, designer or otherwise, out of season. Right. So I'm buying all the winter stuff this year. I'm trying to guesstimate where I think they'll be size wise next year. But I'm
gotcha.
getting some really deep discounts and some good stuff after the season because those sales are really, really good. And then, as I said before, two other things: put some money back each month so that you can
Mhm.
prepare for this time and you don't put yourself into a space of overextending and now you're paying, getting out of a hole the rest of
Mhm.
the year. Prepare in January for Christmas, okay? If you are a Christmas shopper. But then also look for opportunities through your banks. There are some banks who
Christmas
offer,
clubs.
yeah, Christmas
Mhm.
clubs and different matching incentives that if you
Mhm.
save so much money, they'll match some of that with an additional deposit into your savings. So look for opportunities like that. Also use your cashback rewards, right? This is a great opportunity for you to get some things for money you've already spent throughout the year. So if you're looking for ways to find money, it'll alleviate a lot of pressure over just trying to do all of this spending in a short period of time.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Doc. I appreciate you coming on the show and giving us different tips on how to not lose it, not be stressful, and to just have a great, Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. But before we go, nothing's changed. We still, even though we're doing money matters, we still got what you know.
Ah,
I was
okay.
saying,
I hope I'm ready this time. Okay.
yeah. So, and it's Christmas trivia, so this will be
Okay.
fun. It's pretty cool. So, in the song Frosty the Snowman, what made Frosty come to life? Was it the sun, an old silk hat, carrot nose, or stick arms?
I think, was it the nose?
The
No,
old silk hat. When they put that hat
it
on
was
top
the
of him,
hat. Okay.
that's when he came
I'm gonna
alive.
have to
Yeah.
put that on my watch list. Okay.
Hadn't seen it in a while, but I remember.
Yeah.
What Christmas decorations was originally made from strands of silver? Was it aluminum foil, a silver dollar, pencil, or snow?
Did you say tinsel?
Hmm.
Yes, tinsel.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Yay.
Who played, who played George Bailey in the Christmas classic It's a Wonderful Life? Was it Clark Gable, Jimmy Stewart, Rock Hudson, or Bob Hope?
Bob Hope.
Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart. Okay.
Please go see
Okay.
that. That's one of the best Christmas movies ever. It's amazing. It's really good. I hadn't seen it
Yeah.
since I was a little girl, but it was really, really good.
Yeah.
Per a recent holiday fad, what spy hides around the house reporting back to Santa on who has been naughty or nice? Is it Elf on the Shelf, Santa Claus, your mama, or your teacher?
Oh
It's
my
a
God.
spy. You had to have done this with your kids because they're about that age.
Elf on the Shelf. We did the Elf on the We did. Yeah, we hadn't done it in the last couple of years. Okay, the
Yeah,
spine. On,
yeah,
that's right, and go back and tell.
yeah.
That's right. Elf on the Shelf. All right, I'm gonna
Well,
count
you
that
saw
one
it.
in
I'm
win
gonna
count.
teach your mama. Uh, One of Santa Rain, one of Santa reindeers shares a name with the famous symbol of Valentine's Day. Which reindeer is it? Is it flowers, chocolate, Cupid, or heart?
It's Cupid.
That's right, Cupid. What animated 2004 film is about a train that carries kids to the North Pole on Christmas Eve? Is it Throw Mama Off the Train, Polar Express, Plane, Trains, Automobiles, or Unstoppable?
It's Polar Express.
Correct. Tom Hanks.
Yes, love that movie.
What's the name of the family featured? This is my favorite movie, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Oh my gosh. What's the family's name? Is it Johnson's, the Griswolds, the Jenkins, or the Vanderpools?
I don't know.
My God.
I don't know. That's terrible.
You've never seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? It comes on the day before Thanksgiving, 24 hours. I need you to watch it this holiday.
Yeah.
Your kids will love it. It's the Griswolds.
The last one, the Griswolds. Okay.
The Griswolds.
Yeah, I need to
Please
watch
watch
it.
it. It is hilarious. Oh my gosh. What phrase made popular in the book A Christmas Carol expresses annoyance when cheery holiday celebrations? Is it Christmas sucks, I hate Christmas, bah humbug, or be ham-big?
I'm gonna say by humbug.
Correct. Okay, you on a roll. What cartoon character's name is used to indicate a small, thin, or just plain undesirable Christmas? Is it Charlie Brown, Bart Simpson, SpongeBob, or Bugs Bunny?
Wait, Charlie Brown?
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
I've had a Charlie Brown Christmas tree before. And last but not least, what song was initially condemned by the Roman Catholic Church for allegedly portraying an adulterous affair? Was it Silent Night, Jingle Bells Rock, I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, or Santa Baby?
I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus.
Correct. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I think I got more right this time than I did.
Tell the listeners how they can follow you on social media, as well as get your books and
yes,
talk to you for interviews and engagements. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can find everything Dr. Tywanna Smith at TywannaSmith.com. You can find booking information. My books are available on Amazon. I have 2 books available there. And I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram at Dr. Tywanna Smith.
Awesome. And guys, you can follow me on Facebook at She Say Sports. Instagram, She Say Sports 23. And please follow our YouTube page, She Say Sports. Well, subscribe actually. Well, that's our show for today. Until next time, this is Sonia and Dr. Tywanna Smith with She Say Sports and Money Matters in 10.
She say sports.